Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
A North Fargo neighborhood is still shaken up after the Red River Valley SWAT team and Fargo police were called out for what they called a domestic disturbance. Police blocked off streets near the 300 block of 19th Street North for about 7 hours this morning, using multiple flashbangs and SWAT negotiations. Officers say the suspect is 41-year-old David Alvarado Suarez of Fargo. The warrant was served by the Red River Valley SWAT team, but officers couldn't find him. They eventually made contact with Suarez, only to find out he was in Grand Forks. Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Bailey Hurley is live in North Fargo and has more on what exactly unraveled today. Bailey?
Thanks, Andrea. It all started early this morning around 5 a.m. in this little white house here on 19th Street North in Fargo. Now, police were called for a domestic abuse call, and they brought in all the reinforcements. I talked with neighbors in the area, and they say that around 4 this morning, they heard a really loud noise, and they didn't know if it was either a car door slam or a gunshot. They say about an hour later, police had swarmed the whole block and that they weren't allowed in or out of their neighborhood. But now I talked with the woman who police say is the victim in this incident, and she says that her neighbors have it all wrong. She says that her and her boyfriend, David Suarez, were just in a verbal argument and that somebody must have heard and called police. She says when police got here, she told them that Suarez wasn't here anymore, so she's not sure why the SWAT team was called in and why they raided her home. She says that her and Suarez are still together and she's not scared of him. She says that she does plan on staying in her home tonight. Now, we also talked with the owner of this home, Pete Sabo. He says that Suarez and his girlfriend have just recently moved in this house, only living here for about a week.
I tend to give people who need a place to live a break, and most of them appreciate it. Most of them pay their rent on time and take care of the place. And some of them continue with their old ways. And
it's kind of discouraging?
It's very discouraging. We just finished painting the entire house, recarpeting it.
Sabo says that he doesn't think he's going to continue to allow Suarez and his girlfriend to continue living in this home, especially after what unraveled here today. Reporting live in North Fargo, Bailey Hurley, Valley News Live.
All right, thanks, Bailey. Suarez is wanted for aggravated domestic and terrorizing charges. If you have any information on where he is, you can call police right away. The temps didn't do any major climbing today, but at least it's been mild. And since drivers have started traveling already for the holiday, let's find out from Hutch what they can expect this evening if they're on the road. Hutch?
Well, temperatures are on their way up for many of us, but we remain fairly cloudy and still below freezing. So there will be some slippery spots. The cold pool that moved into the region still stuck in northwest Minnesota, where we have temperatures in the teens. That includes Devil's Lake and Grand Forks. Here's a look at the satellite. Not a lot as far as snowfall is concerned until you get up into the arrowhead of Minnesota. So nearly steady temperatures this evening here in the FM area. Southeast breeze at 5 to 15 miles per hour will continue. Temperatures in the north will likely climb over the next few hours as warmer air tries to punch its way in for the holiday. So with temperatures below freezing, Andrea, take it slow, give yourself time, and arrive safe. I'll have details on what you can expect on Thanksgiving Day and beyond here in a few moments.
Okay, thank you, Hutch. A Fargo man is recovering from a gunshot wound to his hand after an accidental shooting. Police say the victim was cleaning a handgun in his north side apartment when the weapon went off. He was taken to a hospital, but the extent of his injuries isn't clear. Police say the man will be cited for discharging a weapon inside city limits. Officials have released the names of the two men killed in a fatal crash. Authorities say the crash happened around 7:45 last night near Minot. The 26-year-old is Trey Bennett. He was driving a Chevy truck when witnesses say he tried to pass another vehicle. That's when he hit an SUV head-on that was going in the opposite direction. The 61-year-old driver of the SUV, Marlano Rodriguez, died at the scene. The driver of the truck was taken to a hospital where he later died. A procession of first responders escorted the bodies of those killed in Sunday's air medical plane crash this morning. More than 24 police, fire, and ambulance cars left the medical examiner's office in Bismarck, traveling to Eastgate Funeral Home. They carried the remains of the 48-year-old pilot, Todd Lasky, and the 47-year-old paramedic on board, Chris Iverson. Metro Area Ambulance Service representatives say 63-year-old Bonnie Cook's family did not want to take part in a public procession. She was taken to the Bismarck Funeral Home. Several local agencies and neighbors stepped outside to watch them pass and show their support. Minnesota State Fire Marshals say the winter holiday season is historically a dangerous time for residential fires and fire-related deaths in the state. Take a look at this video. The department says this is what can happen if you use too much oil when deep frying your Thanksgiving turkey. Minnesota Fire Marshals say that 9 of the 17 deaths last year in November and December happened between Thanksgiving and New Year's Eve, making 2017's winter holiday season the deadliest since 2013. For some cooking tips this holiday season, you can head to our website, valleynewslive.com, and click on this story. As we gear up for Thanksgiving, it is no secret many of us can become overwhelmed with the stress of the holiday season, and that may be why mental health apps are growing in popularity. But as Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz tells us, when choosing the right app for you, you should proceed with caution.
Merry Christmas.
Beginning of right after Thanksgiving, it's thinking about your baking. You're thinking about making a list of everybody you have to shop for.
Donna Quas is here for Thanksgiving from Hazen, North Dakota. I caught her resting her feet from hectic holiday shopping at the local mall.
So it's a lot.
Right around this time, folks are getting in the holiday spirit, and many are getting stressed.
The holidays, I can imagine, stress a lot of people out, but it kind of comes down to how do you compartmentalize it.
And some are doing just that, with the help of technology.
Health apps are among the fastest growing areas. The challenge is which ones really work and which ones don't.
I think there's a lot of great apps out there and just something you can just take some time to play around and find some.
Jennifer Illick, who directs the First Link helpline here in Fargo, says she likes an app called My3, which quickly links you to your top 3 caregivers or supporters.
So if we're feeling down and isolated and lonely, it's those 3 people you can call.
She also likes the virtual Hope Box app, with 4 separate tools
that distract me, inspire me, relax me, and coping tools. And it's really easy and user-friendly to look at.
But experts say not all apps are constructive.
There was an app for bipolar disorder, which instructed people if they were having a manic episode to take a shot of hard alcohol. This is terrible advice.
If the app you're using is leaning towards the negative coping skills, then you want to stay away from those apps.
And while the apps are available 24/7, Illick warns not to isolate yourself with them.
Reach out to family, friends that help you get through a crisis or a stressful time in your life.
And in times of crisis, seek out professional help. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
First Link is a nonprofit resource available to the community 24/7, even through the holidays. For more information, you can head to our website and click on this story. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton is heading home today after being hospitalized at Mayo Clinic for more than a month. He says his lungs have improved after being damaged by post-surgery complications. Dayton underwent 2 surgeries last month to fuse vertebrae to improve stability of his back and legs. AAA is reporting that this weekend is going to be the busiest for Thanksgiving travel since 2005, with the biggest increase in the number of travelers flying this year. So arriving early and being prepared to go through security could save you time and mitigate stress.
If you're going through the security checkpoint, obviously be packed accordingly with having your liquids and gels and the easy spots so that you can get it out before you go through the checkpoint. Any electronic device larger than a cell phone, have that packed in a location where you can also get that out as you go through the security checkpoint.
Nearly 50 million people are expected to be hitting the roads when traveling for Thanksgiving. This could cause congestion and added time to your commute. So if possible, getting an earlier start is recommended.
A lot of folks, when they find themselves getting in trouble, crashing and whatnot, it usually is people just driving too fast for conditions. So if they just allow more time for travel, have a little patience, it'll go a long way.
Hector International Airport wants to remind you to double check the expiration date on any documents that you'll be using. It's also important, they say, to keep an eye on road conditions and continue to check the weather for any news updates. Retailers are doing their part to keep you safe this shopping season. A few stores like Walmart, Best Buy, and West Acres Mall are hiring officers with the Fargo Police Department to help keep the chaos of Black Friday shopping down.
We just a couple of extra bodies here that can help us out, and generally we hope that they're bored, but if anybody should require some assistance, we have that available.
Police have more advice for you, and we've got that coming up on Valley News Live at 6.